Good evening. Oh no, my camera's doing that thing again. I don't know how clear it is on stream, but like if I'm leaning over like this, you can kind of see that there's this like weird like grey glow. It usually happens when I've got like not a lot of color on screen. Really got to get a light or something to light things up a bit more in here. Because I am just like literally working off the room light and nothing else. During the day, I can kind of sometimes rely on the sun, but let's be honest, not really. But I will be able to once it's a bit more sunny. So that'll be nice. That doesn't help when I do night streams. But hey. It's just lighting. Ugh. Okay. So I'm kind of on a timer because I was actually a lot more tired than I thought I was. But, there's a few side quest stuff that I like to get out of the way. A couple of things are just like, oh yeah, it'd be nice to kind of free myself up to do some other stuff. Others are like legitimately blocking me from doing things. And the tribe quests in particular are just kind of, potentially like keeping me out of being able to level from like 81 to 90 and in a way that's not just dungeons, which is kind of a pain for any DPS at the moment. On my server, it's actually been kind of okay. The tank and healer queues are obviously pretty short, but the DPS ones honestly aren't that much shorter, but they're shorter enough that it's just like, I could have run 2 or 3 dungeons in the time that it took me to do that and wander around or do some other shit while I'm doing that. So hopefully tribe quests help a bit with that. Regardless, there's some story content that I'd like to get see through to the end, and also get some neat stuff from the actual missions. So I'm going to continue this as Reaper so I can get myself some XP, however low it might actually be. And yeah, so what do we got? We got tribe quests. I want to get the Shadowbringers role quest done so I can see the extra scene in 5.2, which Vevern's like right just before it. There's the Bozja stuff. So I've run up to, with other characters, I've run up to an instance that I can't get past. So, well, that I wanted to do on stream. So, like, I want to go through that and also recap what happened in the castrum, because I ended up recording me playing through that. Oh, sorry, me seeing the cutscene for the first time without webcam, because I was doing it not on stream. Fuck, there was something else. I knew I was going to forget something if I didn't write it down. Something to do with Endwalker role quests? I think I was going to start the Endwalker role quests as well. Because now that Hildebrand's out of the way... Oh, I mean, maybe I'll save that and just call it short. Maybe we'll just do the 3. Because that'll probably take me a long time. And especially with Bozja, I could probably get to the point that, like... I'd probably get through a few... Like, there's the Aftermath of the Castrum, which is at least, like, one quest. Then there's a quest going into an instance... And there's probably a quest leading to another area that you can do the Bozja stuff in, plus some quests to potentially unlock that stuff. So the second I hit A, you just need to level up your rank. I'll probably call it there and just blow through it another time. Or blow through it. Or, at the very least then, there's stuff that I can probably just ignore and not get trapped by, like, an instance or something like that. But we'll see what happens. Regardless, tribal quests first. Yazan has yet another favour to ask of the only adventurer he knows. Aldine, just the man I was hoping to see. Now that I've had the opportunity to speak with more of the people here, I realize their plight is even more dire than I had imagined. Hey, Husky, how's it going? Yes, it is early morning me. I'm probably gonna get even more early morning, because of what is it, daylight savings and stuff. So, okay, I think like I was sitting a couple of days ago trying to figure this out in my head how this would look to other people. So, we went back. No, we went forward an hour, which means that we lost an hour. So, our 2 o'clock is now 3, right? I've also been up since 4. Yeah, you are up. You are up like pretty damn early, my dude. But yeah, like, so we went ahead an hour. So everything for us is happening, earlier, right? So instead of it being 6 o'clock, it's actually 7. Instead of 7 o'clock, it's actually 8. So everything's happening earlier for us, which I think means that... Oh no, maybe it's happening later for you. Because if my 10 o'clock was Luca's 5, it means that my 11 a.m. is now her 5. So if I'm doing something at 10 o'clock, it's happening earlier. No, earlier. It is right. No, I was right. I was right. Yeah, because we skipped an hour, things are now happening earlier. I'm not going to dwell on this anymore. This is going to take the rest of the stream if I don't shut up. But yeah, and it'll get worse because you guys do the opposite, which only exacerbates that. The reason I know that is because half of the year, when I'm watching like streams or podcasts and D&D stuff and stuff like that, there's certain ones that line up with like 2 o'clock in my afternoon to right until the end of my work at 5 o'clock. Or 12 o'clock, half an hour before my lunch break until like 3, which is an hour and a half after my lunch break. Today we were doing FF14, 5 minutes later. Okay, so the way time travel works. I mean, listen. I'd be lying if I said that came up at some point during this game. But I'm not going to divulge any further. Anyway. Fucking daylight savings. I understand why it's there, but man, it makes things, like, fucking confusing. Yep. The recent crisis has caused the flow of supplies to grind to a halt, and the people can scarcely meet their daily needs. This would be the case even without the influx of refugees. One way we might alleviate this is to requisition a shipment from the Edlimad, but the process takes precious time. I fear that many would starve before we see a single sack of grain. All of this is exacerbated, word of the day, by the lack of able-bodied fighters. The wounded are many, and there are a few who have the strength and skill to guard us from the beasts lurking in the forest. The Radiant hosts would give their lives to protect us, and have, but every day more of them are injured. Bravery alone is only worth so much in the face of overwhelming numbers. And while I am much appreciative of your help so far, I'm not so naive as to think you will remain here indefinitely. Had we another of your skill to aid us, we might at least stand a chance to weather the worst of the storm. However, my time at the Great Work was spent largely in solitude, and the people of this village know of little beyond its walls. But you've been to the furthest reaches and back, yes? Do you know of anyone else who might lend their stout arm to these humble folk? Oh. I know just an adventurer, as fierce as I, if not more so. I know someone who could give the merchants proper motivation for a speedy delivery. I don't know who this is, but I'm pretty sure this is, our companion. I knew I could count on your wide web of storied personages. Orgal and, Kankana, you say? I believe we may be able to kill 2 birds with 1 stone with that pair. Unfortunately, my hands are full meeting the medicinal needs of the village. Seeing as you're already acquainted with these fellows, could you appeal to them on our behalf? Apologies for once again putting so much on your shoulders, but it is for the good of one and all. Can I count on your assistance? You don't need to ask, my dude. Thank you, friend. Well then, off to the Aidly Mad to meet this Kankana, eh? Safe travels, and I will pray that you return with good news. Wait, was Kankana the... Oh, fuck me. It's been, like, just long enough that I can't quite remember the details of this fucking questline. I should remember it, but... Jesus. Ogol's the Aura? Aura, yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Yup. Oh, and Rakashir's here. Sup? Hey, Aldine. My day brightens to see you again. Hi. Oh, well, if it isn't Aldine, I had wondered when you might walk through my door again. You'll be pleased to hear young Rakashir has taken to adventuring like a thief to a coin purse. He is more than capable enough to assist me on my less arduous tasks. Indeed, his future is bright. However, as much as it heartens me to see you, I sense your visit isn't entirely motivated by curiosity in our affairs, yes? Yeah, do you think you can help? I see. Did not know that Palika's stand was beset by such troubles, but I suppose I shouldn't be surprised, all things considered. Naturally, I shall do all in my power to help. A few words to the right people, and the merchants will have shipments of supplies ready in the matter of bells. Inform this to Yazan that aid is on the way, and for much less coin than the merchants would usually charge. This chaos has gripped all of Radzatan, and it is only together that we shall find the strength to release ourselves from it. And if you require an adventurer, then look no further. The supplies require brave souls to defend them, correct? Then I offer mine. I will await you at the gates. Okay. Oh, wait for me! Probably would keep the boy out of trouble. That little fuck. Whoa. You got in your get-up quick. Holy shit. Kinkana made good on her word, not that I doubted she would. The merchants were likely all too eager to make such a sizable trade. They even provided us with bags and coats for the journey. And it appears Rakashir will be joining us. Try as I might to convince him otherwise, his mind is made up. Hopefully this will prove to be another learning experience for him. My grandmother always did say the road forward is paved with good deeds. The three of us shall see that no beast lays fang or claw upon these provisions. There are more supplies to come, but they will be delivered by the Radiant Host. We shall be the vanguard, the harbingers of salvation for Palika's stand. And with that, let us be off. Wow, she has really fucking changed her tone. Okay. Hello? Thank you. So, when we first met her on this quest line, she had, like, a lot of, like, I'm just gonna call it generational prejudice, against the, Akstara, the elephant people here. She was familiar with a particularly violent tribe around where she lives, and her grandmother was telling her a lot about them. So she basically comes up here, sees elephant people, and is like, what? Oh no, the stories are true. Yeah, and we spend like a couple of quests trying to help her out. Ogol? Did you really not? Oh. Oh no, I am 82. Okay, I was gonna say, that's weird. Why am I fighting level 82? But that actually makes sense. Do I remember how to play Reaper? Roughly. Yeah, that's about right. That was a splendid display indeed. Your bravery never ceases to impress. I've never seen such a fierce warrior. Dare say he's every bit your equal. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Children are so easily impressed. Well, Aldine is indeed a formidable adventurer. Your teacher has many great deeds to her name, and more yet to come. Now, the village is not far. I must march, and I challenge any monsters to approach. Can you not, like... Oh my god, she literally forgot her fucking bags. Hold on, you forgot the supplies. Do you want help with that? Oh dear. Too excitable for her own good. Oh. Hold on a second. Very important business right here. Six? Oh, no, I don't. Of course I don't have the finish yet. To answer the question, no, I don't actually remember how fucking, how Reaper works, evidently. So the reason I'm leveling up Reaper, because that might seem really random, is because... Oh! That's Sula. Is because I need it for role quests for the end game. So there's tank, healer, melee, ranged, physical, magical, physical. So I've got a tank, I've got a healer, I've got a magical physical, Reaper will be my melee. Then I've got to get something else up for ranged physical, which is going to depend on what other jobs I end up leveling soon. Did you see that, Rakashir? Mark well how quickly that beast come to the fury of blades. In no small part thanks to this brave Akasadara. Oh, so this is the adventure that Yazan spoke of. Not since my last hunt with sister have I fought so effortlessly with another. Oh my god, hell yes. And never have I felt so invigorated to have such a mighty Akasadara fighting by my side. How do you keep it up? Just watching you has me out of breath. Endurance is the product of long hours of practice, lad. Oh, well then, it seems my hunt is finished. Let us return to Balakistan before we draw the attention of something deadlier. Yazan will be eager to speak with you upon your return. Do not keep him waiting for long. I wonder how this gets up into talking to, Oh, they're just here. Look, Rakashir, an aetheryte. Understand an adventurer is to attune themselves to these when their journey brings them to a new locale. But, now I recall that I forgot to do so in Reunion. Let us keep that between us, yes? Oh, no. Oh, God, what section of the game did I forget to do that in? I feel like there was a point I actually legit forgot to do that. Can you repair? No, you can't. Oh, there is someone here that can repair, though. Thank you. There you are. Sula told me you brought both the supplies and the protection you promised. She's at present preparing the game she hunted. She's promised to spar with me afterward. I'm fast feeling that I have made the right choice in coming here. I'm grateful for it, lass. It will do Sula good to have your energizing presence by your side. I understand that there are yet more supplies to come. I must find a way to thank the merchants and the one who spurred them to action. Kankana, was it? Just been over to see Razadhan rebuilt. If there is anything else you require from the merchants, she'll be happy to help. It seems we found a reliable ally thanks to you. Oh, Teacher, don't forget, we should ask about the journal we found. Oh, yes, of course. I was just about to mention it. The beast Sula and I felt was holding fast to this. Perhaps you know who its owner is? Oh boy. This... by the Banusia. Yes, I do in fact know who penned this journal. They were dear friends of mine. Unfortunately, they didn't survive the tragedy that befell us. I see. I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you. Luckily, their memory lives on in their child. And now this journal. Oh my god, that was like... Mevana Karasov's diary? When she comes of age, I'll show this to her, that she might come to know who her parents were. Life is but a string of meetings and farewells. It is our memories that sustain us, that give us life. In this way, those whose journey has ended watch over those with the strength to step forward into a new day. All the wisdom grandmother passed down, I hold this to be the most precious. Memories are the greatest treasure that we can leave behind. Well, grandmother had a way with words. She could have taught even the divinities a thing or two. I dare say you might be right, young Rakashir. I'm not half so wise as she was, but her sage advice has been a beacon which has always guided me true. God, that was it. That's actually much quicker resolution of this whole thing than I expected, to be honest. I was kind of expecting that to have like a longer sort of talk about, but nope. I'll show it to the baby when she's older. Truth be told, I first accompanied you here to repay the debt I owed, as grandmother would have wanted. I see now, however, that fate intended for me to be here. In Sora, and I have met a comrade in arms, and in Rakashir I have found a capable and eager student. For both of their sakes, I must strive ever to be better than the day I was before. Better than the day I was... Sure. Perhaps I should take up the art of dance? The fierce display of the Sekisegumi compelled me to set down my spear and take up the katana, but the grace and deadliness with which the dancers throw their weapons is a charm of all of its own. Some measure of peace has returned to the Matanga, and I believe my skills will put to better use. And I believe my skills will put to better use here. Adventurer must court challenge, after all. Oh, my teacher has a daring spirit, if slightly reckless. But worry not, I'll make sure she doesn't come to harm. If you listen to a single word I have said, Rakashir, you have no notion of the dangers I must brave daily. For now, you should be content to behold great deeds and learn from them. I wager your adventures will soon take you far from here, Aldine. Rest assured, I shall safeguard the people of Palakistan in your stead. I look forward to hearing tales of your exploits. Oh, I'm sure you'll hear plenty. Well then, first order of the day is to attune to the Aetheryte and gather information. Jot this lesson down, young Rakashir, for these are the fundamentals of adventuring. Come now. Our lack of supplies was weighing heavily on my mind. I feared that for both Passerine and the child, but for the first time in a while I can breathe easy. Ogle's presence has proven to be a salve on Sula's mood as well. She laughs as she hasn't since her sister's passing. We both have you to thank for our reversals of fortune. Even the departed have benefited from Ogle's arrival. The delivery of the journal was an unexpected boon, and it will doubtless prove to be vital in raising the child. When she becomes old enough to understand its contents, she will come to know the deep love her parents bore for her. A love so steadfast that it will shield her from the world's cruelty. Of course, I intend to tell her all about your part in her salvation as well. But for now, there is work to be done. For both of us, I'm sure. Wheresoever your travels may take you, don't forget the friends you have in this corner of Thavnir. And lastly, be safe. If you die before I can repay the debt I owe you, I'll hunt you through the seven hells until the ledger is balanced. So let's see it doesn't come to that day. It's a very good line. Holy shit. hippos born to run. Oh, okay, back to Yedlimad. So I imagine that was probably the end of the part of the quest line that's there just after you can all go through this area. Now this is probably the tribe quest starting up. Where it could only exist, or it only starts to be unlocked at level 90, or once the MSQ's over. Kinkana shifts from foot to foot with agitation. Your adventurous senses tingle with the tantalizing taste of a problem to be solved. Ah, Aldine, just who I was hoping to see. Do you have a moment? Just when I thought normalcy had finally returned to us, I received word of some truly peculiar hippo sightings. Yes, hippos. A veritable herd of hippos. Okay. Hurtling down the high road, no less. Hippos hurtling? How majestic. Huh. I thought that was normal for that now. Yes, well, though hippos have long inhabited Vanaspati, it is quite unusual to see them in such numbers outside their natural habitat, let alone harrying travelers on the high road. Yet harried these travelers are. If these hippos have been displaced by the fires that beset the jungle during the final days, we must find a more suitable home for the sake of all concerned. We'd normally ask the Radiant host and help with such affairs, but they already have so much on their hands, and Ogle happens to be away, so could I ask you to look into the matter? Yeah, sure. Oh, thank you. You truly are a blessing. I don't know much more than what I have already told you, but I am sure others in Yedlimad have spotted a hurtling hippo or two. Oh, yep, there it is. Tribal quest started. Hurtling hippos, you say? Oh yes, I saw them. Barreling down the high road at tremendous speed. It's frightening just to watch. They kicked up so much dust that I couldn't get a clear look at them, but everyone on the island knows that, that smooth silhouette. An adorable yet fearsome creature, the hippo. Yeah. More deadly than fucking sharks. Which is like... No, I'm not going to get into a shark rant right now. This is not the venue for a shark rant. Yes, I've seen hippos on a number of occasions over by the Great Work, and this is the second time I've answered that question in as many bells. One of the refugees came by asking the very same, not moments ago. Trana, I think her name was. If you're looking for the same hippos, maybe she could help? She set off towards the perfumed rise, last I saw. Oh, nice. One more? Oh, yeah, there we go. Strapping resident. This is about those dreadful Akasadara up north. Hitching carts to their hippos and... Wait, what? Hitching carts to their hippos and Cinderuva knows what else. They've come down to join the other refugees. I don't doubt they'll be stirring up trouble. As if we don't have enough people leeching off our goodwill already. Huh. So they're not just wild... Oh, Jesus Christ, the fucking car. So they're not just wild hippos, they're like... What? They're like... Akasadara who are using hippos for kart races? Actually, that would probably line up with stuff I saw in the 6.2 trailer, now that I think about it. Or 6.1? Oh, fuck, I forget which. Actually, no, it was 6.1. Trana. What are you looking at? Can't you see I'm in the middle of something here? Eh? You're looking for hippos? Damn. I was hoping to be, to put paid to this before it got out of hand. Well, these hippos you're looking for should be rolling through any moment now. Just stand back and watch. Okay. you've put out bait. Okay, that's definitely a cart. Yep. Uh-huh. Hey! No stopping! What? Why's there fruit in the middle of the... You've done it now, you hamsterheads. Muru! Amaru! What did I tell you about riding this high road? Boss! Well, the roads back home ain't good for riding no more, boss. We ain't got much of a choice. Keep it off the high road, will you? You're scaring all the fucking merchants. Yeah, rolling down a main road kicking up dust storms. You're scaring people. But you already forgot about the Tower of Zot, the fires and the screaming and people turning. You really think that raising a racket's what we need right now? In case you ain't got it through your heads yet, I'll spell it out for you. Our racing days are over. They were over yesterday, and they were over the day before that too. Take it this solves your hippo mystery. Yeah, pretty much. Now all that's left is to apologize for these, sorry sods. Care to tell me where to direct our groveling? You want to talk to, Kenkana. Alright, let's have a chat with this Kenkana. You're coming too, Maru. I left you in charge, and the one in charge takes responsibility. That's how it goes. Sad nod. You'll be there to give your report or something, right? See you soon enough, then. Big yawn. Now, who might these fresh faces be? I was expecting news about hippos, but perhaps you've brought back a few lost souls as well? Something like that. Trenar's the name, and on behalf of my hippos and associates here, I apologize for the commotion. We're used to racing our hippo carts on the less traveled parts of Vanaspati, you see. We never took much to society, even before the sky started raining fire. Mostly just kept to ourselves and lived off the land. But being new to these parts is no excuse. We should have known better than to take the high road at high speed, and we're sorry for any undue distress that we might have caused. We ain't got much to offer, but we'll make it up to you however we can. Thavnia's in a bad way, so if we're ever going to do any good for anybody, now's the time. Or at least I'd like to think. Ain't got much in the way of ideas concerning how misfits like us can contribute. I mean, Akasadara are looking for a purpose, and speedy hippos to steer them true. Perhaps there is something Trenar and her associates can contribute to recovering Thavnia. Have you considered delivery work? Delivery work? You think we could really do something like that? I mean, a hippo cart's the fastest set of wheels there is, but It's an excellent idea. Local trade is on its way to recovery, and the timely delivery of goods via hippo carts can only be a boon. However, delivery work requires a great deal of trust. You are transporting someone's precious possessions, after all. You will not only need to learn the trade, but earn the respect of the people as well. Everyone starts somewhere, so there's no need to feel intimidated. If this sounds like something you'd like to try, then why not let Aldine show you how it's done? What? It just so happens that a parcel intended for the great work was accidentally uploaded here today. It's filled with medicinal herbs from Gdania, so I'd like it sent over as soon as possible. Would you be able to, would you be at the end deliver it with Trana? With your worldly experience, I'm sure you will serve as a shining example of professionalism. Yeah, sure. It should be easy. I'll entrust the parcel to you, Trana. I have no doubt that you will see it safely to its destination. Sorry for taking you out of your way, Aldine, but I look forward to seeing a professional do whatever it is a professional does. I'll be waiting by the gate, so give me a shout when you're ready to go. Alright, well that's a good start. Because I know, the little, like, oh, hang on. The little built-up area there, over there, has something to do with, the tribe quests. Just not really sure when that gets going. Work? Respect? Us? Surely wouldn't have to scrounge for food anymore, and to keep us busy like the boss wants, but wishes were hippo cards, beggars at ride, you know? I don't know what that means. Ready when you are. My partner, Sauria, he is pulling the fastest cart on the island. I saw the goods we're delivering under the seat, so they won't get damaged or nothing. And we ain't about to leave you high and hippoless. There's another cart just for you. Now, hippos are usually shy around strangers, but you were there with the fruit earlier, so you've got nothing to worry about. They're smarter than to bite the hand that feeds. We don't just let anybody ride our carts, but if boss thinks you can handle it. No need for belly aching, Maru. We ain't racing the carts down the high road like some hamster heads I know. Now, off we go, slow and steady. Riding a hippo cart, hell yes. God, posture, man, what the fuck? Hunched over like I'm trying to make a deal with mobsters. Oh dear. Oh my god. Okay, cool. Not a bad way to travel, eh? My crew designed these carts from scratch, you know. Wow, that's actually kind of impressive considering. Historically, we Akasadara never went around in chocobo carriages and the like, but at some point I got to wondering why not. Don't worry, we'll just phase through these elephants. They're not actually here. Sure, we're a heavy bunch, but nothing's impossible if you put your mind to it, right? Well, after auditioning all kinds of critters, we finally came around to hippos. Despite how fucking dangerous they are. Providing's a team effort. Our hippos can sprint with the best of them, but they ain't got a lot of stamina, so a good rider knows when to push and when to let up. This sounds like we're going to be doing racing as a mini-game. Or at least it's going to be part of the story. Here we are, safe and sound. Now, we hand over the goods, right? Yep. You wouldn't happen to be talking about an imported package, would you? Nidana, maybe, or... Oh, no. Just a regular. I've been expecting a delivery ship, but seems neither keel nor prow of it. Wait, aren't you the one who saved Nidana? Yeah, that's me. And I also have your package. I see. Well, thank you both for going out of your way to bring this over. You've saved me considerable grief. No large trading vessels can dock here, you see. Usually our orders are offloaded at Alnair and then shipped by Dow, but they sometimes get mixed up with packages destined for Yednivan. It's a Dow. I feel like I know that one, but... A lantern-rigged ship with 1 or 2 masts used chiefly in the Arabian region. Yeah, that probably makes sense. Oh, yeah, okay. Like, semi-long boats. Gotcha. Long and small boats with 1 or 2 sails. At tracks. And then the logistical nightmare begins, I'm afraid. May I check to see if you indeed have my herbs? Yeah. Yes, this is it. Bolting these is trying enough without delivery mishaps, so I'm relieved they made it here safely. To think that all of the hippo hubbub was, in fact, industrious delivery work. A little frightening to watch without proper context, but you've done a marvelous job. I'll be sure to call upon your services again. Well, there you go, you've already got a repeat customer. Easy. That wasn't a delivery, but I guess a little misunderstanding never hurt anyone. Please, people sure do trust you, though. I got trusted just standing next to you. Do you look so happy about his herbs? And me smiling right along with him. Maybe you really can make a difference with this delivery business. Thanks for showing me the ropes, and for doing all the talking too. I'd like to get straight back to Kankana, but from the looks of it, your hippo needs a breather. No surprise considering what it's been through lately. Here's what we'll do. I'll let this big boy rest up a bit, while you go on ahead with, Sauria. I'm trusting you with my prize set of wheels, so be careful. No scratches or nothing. Just ride like you did coming here, and there shouldn't be any problems. Should you become separated from your cart, speak with... Trina... Yep. Oh, cool, I get to ride it this time. Yeah. Yeah, we do it. I'm pretty sure this ends up being a mount. That you can get to. Which is really fucking funny. Also, don't mind me, I'm gonna eat some pizza. I'm out Saturday night, so I'm having pizza tonight instead. So I can have something lighter before I go out Saturday night. And yeah, this shit usually puts me to sleep, so I'm like halfway through one and then just decided to... And then going to stream... Okay, we're good. Started stream before I started feeling too sleepy from food. Surprised that hasn't been killed already. Usually there are hunt trains going around. Although maybe this server's like low pop enough that it doesn't really... hunt trains don't happen that often. A mission accomplished, a triumphant Saudia trundles away with the cart in tow. Kenkana will be pleased to hear of your successful delivery. Welcome back. Aldine just told me about your successful delivery. Thank you for your help Trana. Tranal. What do you think of your first job? The delivery part seems pretty straightforward, even for our ilk, but the whole build and trust thing wouldn't be easy. Still, it's not like we can give up on and go home to Vanaspati. Sooner or later, we'll have to get used to living with other folks. And you should have seen how relieved that alchemist was when he got his supplies. It was nice to know we did some good in the world. There is no greater reward for a job well done, in my experience. If you choose to continue on this path, I am certain the joy you bring will be returned to you tenfold. As this is a new endeavor for you and your associates, however, I do believe it best if someone oversees your progress. Aldine, you did so much for Ogle that I have to ask. Will you lend your aid to Trana and her associates? I know we're a right crew of misfits, Aldine, but I promise you we're hard workers. Give us a chance and we'll make you proud. I mean, sure? It's gonna take a lot of work. Oh, I don't know about that. Something tells me that Trana and her associates are quick studies. I'm sure that if you all work together, you will make good progress in no time. I was less concerned about that and more just like... okay. That did not come off the way I thought it would. Now that's settled, I think it is time you saw your new home. Oh, that's what the little settlement is. You see, I have come into possession of an old trading post that... that has since fallen into disuse. The structures may be a little worse for wear, but the plot itself is very conveniently located. You're free to fix it up however you would like. You're just gonna let us use it? Just like that? I will lease it to you for a small fee. That is to say, if your new business fails to turn profit, I may have to rethink the use of that space one day. But we can talk about the particulars later. For now, how about you go and take a look? I've marked its location on this map. Go out the door. Turn around. Congratulations, you can see your house. Gladly. Thanks for everything you've done for us. Let's reconvene at our new headquarters. I'll round up my people. Okay, so from here, I would assume that I've probably got, like, maybe one quest that runs me through maybe some introductions to the thing? Like, what I'm really looking for here is where can I do, like, any sort of repeatable stuff? Because that'll probably tell me, like... Or that'll tell me I've gotten to a point that I'm not roadblocked anymore. Aldine, glad you turned up. As you can see, this place ain't no Megaduta. But once we get the basics up and running, it will start feeling like a home in no time. We'll need a cart shed, for starters, and a place to sort packages and whatnot. If I'm honest, boss, I'm not sure about all of this. But if you say we should give it a shot, I guess I can try. Thanks, Maru. I'm counting on you, you know? That's a really good bow. Alright, as of today, we're making our name as reliable delivery workers. We've got a lot to learn, but don't go easy on us. Teach us everything you know. Now, we need a name for our new business. Something real trustworthy. Boss, we gotta fix this place up. We ain't got time to be worrying about names. What's wrong with our team name anyway? Our team name? You're right. We don't need to be fancy. Just fast, reliable, and riding hippo carts. Hippo riders it is. Fuck yeah. Yep, and there's music. Led by the charismatic leader Trinar, the Hippo Riders have retired from racing and rebranded themselves as speedy delivery workers. However, they are still known on the island as local delinquents. Use your experience as an adventurer and trusted hero to help them better their reputation. Oh. We missed the best part. You have achieved friendly reputation with the Hippo Riders. Xadara tribal quests are now available from Maru and, no. Furthermore, you may now purchase wares from Ganta. Tribes and their tribulations. The many tribes you encounter in your travels are beset with myriad problems. By helping each tribe resolve its issues through tribal quests, you can improve your reputation among its members. The quests that are available change on a daily basis, and you can accept up to 12 in a single day. However, you cannot accept a new quest while the previous days is still in progress. To view your reputation among the tribes, select Reputation from the character menu. By winning the trust of their members, not only will you gain an insight into their lives, you will also be initiated into their mysteries. Cool. Okay, and I guess this is the bit where I get, like... yeah, just kind of random quests. Now, I'm not 100% sure how this will work in the future. I assume there'll probably be more story quests to go on with. But I don't know how they work in terms of, like, if they can be stacked up with reputation and stuff like that. Like, I'd assume I'd probably get another quest at the end of this, maybe, and then there's a set to actually go through. Yeah, I'll probably figure that out. I'll figure that out another time, and then I kind of know how I'll stream it. But for now, yeah. Aldine now has a bunch of shit he can do. Oh my god, that's so much experience too. Holy shit. Oh my god, this is gonna be good. Please note that the difficulty of this quest has been synced with... oh, yeah, okay. General quest sync rules. Yeah, so that's gonna be it for that neck of the stream. Oh, actually, I should go somewhere. I'm actually gonna get experience. I could probably just fly to Yedlimad. We did a lot of, like, work up until this point. Basically, like, the quest line up until this point has been helping Ogle kind of understand, like, Thavnia and the people that live there, especially the Akasadara, who are not a threat to her, like her grandmother thought all Matunga were. And then the second part was basically establishing, like, the troubles in Palakistan immediately after the final days kind of happened / ceased. So it makes sense, like, the Hippo Riders coming into this is, like, a people who are going to try and be involved in really bringing trade back into the region. Like, they're going to be a very important part of that, obviously, because they're basically the only people who can get around quickly. Forgetting the Ethernet for a minute. So I'm curious how that quest is going to evolve, because I do remember Ogle getting involved in it somehow, and, like, the place builds up over time. Like, the higher reputation you are, the further you progress in their quests and stuff like that. The more that you, like, the more story you unlock with them, the more rewards you can get from them and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm interested to see where this goes. This is like the first tribe quest I've actually done. So yeah, keen. But yeah, that's gonna be it's gonna be enough for Aldine today. Next, we have some stuff to do with Vevern, who has been sitting at the cusp of 5.2 for a while now, let's just say. So, two main things I want to do. The first and foremost is the Shadowbringers role quests. So, on Vevern, she has all of the Shadowbringers role quests done. So, she is able to see the extra set of quests that are unlocked. Now, I have a vague guess as to what this is going to involve, and I feel like I was actually spoiled on what this might contain, but I don't remember what it was. So, I might be lucky in that I'm gonna see something that doesn't strike me as, oh, I saw this before I actually notice I did. But one thing I will note about the role quests in this up until this point is there's this sixth member of the Warriors of Light that never gets touched on by anyone. So there's Ardbert, who is like the main one we deal with in Shadowbringers. There's the 4 that were part of the role quests, who basically had their bodies taken over after they died. So that makes 5. So there's a 6th person, an Elizon, who I do want to know it looks suspiciously like this woman right here. Like, suspiciously so. Who was in and around the happenings, and in a couple of places it's just like, oh, okay, they have a 6th companion. Part-time party member, maybe, or someone they called on when they weren't, like, the group of 5 warriors that went around the place. But in a couple of places, especially when people end up having crystals of light, she seems a bit proud of herself in a way that is very suspicious. So I imagine this might touch on that, because it is a very obvious thing that was not resolved as a part of all the role quests, or the main Shadowbringers main scenario quests, so let's see. Shadow walk with me. Oh, there she is. Glenard is overjoyed to welcome the conquering hero's return. Well, if it isn't the great hunter herself. Huh? What's she talking about? Oh, as if you don't know. All 4 of the cardinal virtues laid low, all with your help. You're the talk of the stairs, Vevern. When the night returned to Lakeland, we knew in our hearts that change was on the horizon. But never did I dare hope that you might help rid us of those terrible things. You surpassed my wildest expectations. Hi. Not mine, Glenard. Aye, when I first laid eyes on her, I had an inkling that she was the hero we'd been waiting to come along. You had you? Easy to claim after the fact. If you'd indulge me, though. Would love to hear you tell how it all played out. Under the virtues, that is. Fuck yeah. Hand her an ale, and she'd regale you with that tale all day. My word. So much more to it than I realize. And there I thought you'd only had to track down the bloody things. God, the things you learned about the Warriors of Light. So many secrets and details lost over time. For all their hard work and sacrifice, they somehow brought about the flood? Can't say I understand it at all, but it's a bloody tragedy it is. Should gather the others and toast their memories. Heroes of Eld, brave and true, to be remembered forevermore. Now, I'll thank you not to let your bleeding heart drive you to offer up, offer up a fortnight's stock of spirits. Tend to your other customers and let me speak with the hero here and now. Whatever would I do without your good sense and wisdom? Very well, I'll leave you to entertain her, but don't think we won't be having that drink someday. I mean, we could have that drink right now, dude. Bevan, I must thank you for sharing with us such incredible tales. It's only right that I repay you in kind. Okay. With the ending, that is. With the story of the true villain who towers above the virtues. The devil more deserving of death than any that yet lingers in this world. If your curiosity has been piqued, then meet me atop the balcony overlooking the crystalline mean. I will be waiting there until you do. Huh. Okay. Where did you end up? The Amaro launch, probably the closest place. Did she have a hand in orchestrating the only thing I can think of is that she had a hand in she knows who had a hand in orchestrating the events that led to the flood. But, like, who in the fuck is she if she knows that? Okay. You came, as I knew you would. Never met a mystery you could leave well enough alone, or a demon that you could let live, am I right? And this demon is undeniably deserving of death. Make no mistake, to cut them down would be just and proper, the act of a goodly person. And that is just what you are. I can see that. Okay. No need to grow impatient or be offended, my friend. But before you just pass judgment on this villain, you need first understand their part in everything. Who they were to the fallen warriors of light, for instance. Of course, right about now you must be wondering how I know what I know. What a tavern wench of all people has got to do with any of this. Let me tell you then. I am the one who brought together the Virtue Hunters. I am the one who marked you as a potential ally to them, and bade you join them in their quests. I alone knew what had to be done, and what sort of sinner would be needed to see this tale of tragedy and betrayal brought to an end. But come, we have many malms ahead of us still, to Calusia and the Codger's Crook, and we'll go on ahead and wait for you there. Oh, okay, so we're gonna do a fucking round tour of things. Huh. Okay. Color me intrigued. Nope. I'll just crook that house there. Looks like it. She's changed her outfit. Your shadow's doing something weird, love. You're accustomed to life on the road, I see. As am I. You are her, aren't you? Do you recognize this place? I thought you might. Here is where it began, where Albert first met Lamet. Still young and lacking in experience, but possessed of so much potential. Heroes in the making, even then the keen-eyed could see. They would only fulfill their that promise much later, though, after joining with their other dear companions, Brandon and Render Ray. And one other, an elven one, not half bad with a sword. Ah, but perhaps you are already asking the question. Who? There were 5 warriors of light in all, but she would make 6. Indeed. After adding Nilbert, there does seem to be one too many. But believe me when I say there was indeed a 6th adventurer lost to history, and her name was Silva. Or Silva. Though I doubt I need to convince you of this truth. When you walked in the Virtue's memories, you saw her time and time again, did you not? I did. That fucking smile. Then you saw the true villain, the traitor responsible for all their woes. Let us continue the story elsewhere, to Armor Ring in the Fields of Amber. Okay. So let's assume she was involved in orchestrating things to the Flood. She seems remarkably, like, of sound mind to not have any regret about what this did, nor to have, like, to be very clear about her part, or her or Silva's part in this. Like, did she ally with the Ascians? Or does she have some other thing in mind here that played into that? Because if she was the true villain, she orchestrated the Flood, right? Surely. That was the whole thing, or at least... If I remember correctly, Ardbert striking down Mitron was what caused the Flood. Because Mitron was warped by the light to become Eden, the first Sin Eater. And Eden was the one who caused the Flood. But then... that seems like entirely incidental. And I don't know... and I don't know, too, if, like, Emmett's grand plan and the Ascian's grand plan for the first was just like, oh, this happened. This place is listing close to light. Well, that makes it an easy thing to just set up for a light, calamity. Done. That's simple. Don't really need to think about that one too hard. And just, like, kept it alongside. Or if they did orchestrate things from the beginning, to actually lead the Warriors of Light to that point. Which would imply that Ciela or Silva was like... like, surely she'd have to be involved in that somehow. Unless she had parallel goals. You saw the true villain's face in their memories, and I told you her name in Calusia. But what were her crimes, you ask? Hearken to my tale, and you will learn. Silva had joined the others before they first met Nilbert. After their party of 5 came to this place, they took on a commission to slay a powerful beast that had taken up residence in the mines. Yeah, I remember that. Said beast was believed to be the instigator of ever more terrible tremors, and so time was of the essence. But during their hurried search, they crossed paths with their future companion, then a competitor aiming to usurp their prize. After another tremor triggered by the beast trapped them all underground, they had no choice but to work together to lay it low. But, to their dismay, even after its death, the earth continued to shudder violently. As the adventurers looked to each other in confusion, Albert strode towards the beast's body and grabbed hold of a curious stone, a stone brimming with untold ether, that he had sought out that he might harness its potential to rescue a loved one lost to the rift. But so powerful was the stone that it warped the flow of the life stream. Its very existence was a threat. And so, when faced with the choice between one life and countless others, Albert wept and shattered the stone. He had held his comrade's salvation in his hand and cast it aside for the greater good. For his sacrifice, he was judged a hero, and in that instant, a warrior of light was born. In life, Nalbert was a pragmatic figure, whose wisdom and sagacity were admired by all. Little wonder that in death he would retain his virtue. But as Narbert mourned the friend he forever lost, the betrayer Silver looked on in silent contentment, for they had taken the first step on their path towards becoming heroes brave and true. His sacrifice had sparked the transformation. It was fuel for the ritual to come. What ritual, you may wonder? Fear not, all will become clear in time. Also, why are you telling me this? Come with me to Raktika, to the city of swamps. We must retrace the steps as they were taken to understand the depth of her treachery. What could you possibly be thinking sharing this with someone now? Well, I guess she was kind of implying that, like, hey, here's a person you haven't taken care of yet. Are you going to take care of them? I'll tell you how you can take care of them. Wait for it. There it is. I miss Shadowbringers. This place, too, is familiar to you, know? From days recent and long since past. Is this when Renda Ray, after the events in Armorang, Ardbert and his comrades grew in fame, spurring others to entreat their aid? The adventurers sought out greater and greater challenges. In the pursuit of another, they came to Raktika. Yeah. While here, the hunter Renda Ray learned that the notorious mark Balamquits was near. And so, under the cover of darkness, she slipped away from the others to slay the beast by herself. Like Nalbert before, of course, you already know what her motive was. Balamquits had robbed her of her fellow hunters. Only vengeance would redress the balance. Moreover, she would not dare risk the lives of her new comrades, so terrified was she of the mere possibility that she might have to relive that terrible day. And so she faced Balamquits alone, and would have surely died for it, had Ardbert and the others not arrived in time to help. You were part of that, weren't you? Like Nalbert before, of course, you already know what happened next. For her love, her conviction, and her resolve was she chosen by Hydaelyn. And from that day forward, Renda Ray swore never again to betray her comrades' trust, to share with them the triumphs and the tragedies, to relinquish freedom, the freedom she had once held in the highest. The bravest, most courageous hunter there ever was. That moment would define what she became in life, and in death. Her sacrifice would hasten the transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. The betrayer Silver looked on, yet more satisfied. They were oblivious to her machinations, unaware that they were dancing to her tune. Their journeys continued, and so must ours, to Ilmeg and Leagir. Like, that's kind of just that's just kind of like establishing the timeline of things more than giving us new information. But like, okay, so there's a key thing here because like, I'm thinking, yeah, okay, Flood of Light may be orchestrated in part by her, but then I'm wondering like, so you also orchestrated us to kill the virtues. what's that got to do with anything? Like, is there still some plan in motion? I imagine that's the only reason you'd be telling us, unless, like, out of something other than guilt, which clearly is not fucking guilt. As beautiful now as it was then. You saw it too. Would you not agree? With the death of Balam Quits, the legend of Arbert and his comrades had grown larger than ever. Thus emboldened, they came to the kingdom of Vobert. Vobert had long been troubled by what some had dubbed a magical plague. Innocents found transformed into misshapen fiends that the kingdom's knights had no choice but to put down ere the contagion spread. Brandon had been one such knight. In his youth, he had served the Princess Suldia faithfully, only to be cast out for a single mistake. Thus did he take to the road, where he met Ardbert and the others. Having grown stronger and wiser and more respected, Brandon felt it was time to return and redeem himself. And with the aid of his comrades, he did just that. Tadric, the court mage, was unmasked as the mastermind of Vobert's misery, and by disgraced knight's blade was he brought to justice. But with his dying breath, Tadric cursed the Princess Suldia, sentencing her to a fate worse than death. At her behest did he raise up his blade, and for the sake of the kingdom, strike down his liege lady. With that single stroke he forever changed, though nearly not in the way that was necessary. He stood at the precipice and almost forsook his compassion for unflinching judgment, but mercifully turned aside at the last. Thus did he find and embrace true justice, that which weighs law and heart together and strives for the greater good. 'Tis a long, difficult road from which many stray, settling for simpler moralities. But I would expect no less of the man who became Dikaiosine. His sacrifice would strengthen the transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. Hang on a second. Hang on a fucking second. Where's the ... Hasten? Okay. His sacrifice would strengthen the transformation. Her sacrifice would hasten the transformation. So where's Nilebert? His sacrifice had sparked the transformation. So, okay. I'm actually going to write this down, because this seems like important wordage here. Nilebert sparked. Render Ray hastened. Brandon strengthened. Huh. Okay. Wait, his sacrifice? As in, like, his death? Or is that... Or are you talking about the virtue's death? Because the line before this was... I would expect no less of the man who became Dikaiosine. His sacrifice would strengthen the transformation. And I think when she referred to Render Ray, Yeah, she referred to the Sin Eater that Renderay became, before saying her sacrifice would hasten the transformation. So maybe it's the cardinal virtues that are part of this then. And like, oh man, but that's like galaxy brain planning though. Like, it's one thing to set the Warriors of Light up to cause the flood, but it's another to then also plan for them to become cardinal virtues and be slain by someone else who came afterward. Like, those are two really different things. As her companions grew ever more powerful, so did the betrayer Silva. Bit by bit, they brought her closer to her goal. But it was not yet finished. To Calusia they returned, and so must we. Tomra, and the next chapter of our tale await. Yep. Lamet. But did we ever find out how Ardbert got his crystal? Because he wasn't part of the... He obviously wasn't part of the role quests in terms of determining that, but... Oh, also recently I discovered the Lalafell house. I had no idea this thing existed. It's so fucking random. Just a house only Lalafell can enter. Alright, Ciela, what the fuck? Slowly but surely, the adventurers were fulfilling their potential. Word of their deeds in Vobur spread like wildfire, and their legend grew even larger. But for all their success, the fledgling heroes would be forced to endure more hardship and welcome more sacrifice. They pressed deeper into the depths of Raktika, towards ancient Ronka. It was there that the dwarf Lamet came to a crossroads. For in claiming the magic she desperately desired, she would be forced to renounce something equally precious. Dwarves are a reclusive lot, wont to withdraw from the outside world that their many traditions might be preserved in isolation. When the stone blight began to spread, they chose to lock away the afflicted and refused to seek outside help. But Lamet would not abide this. She vowed to save her ailing kin, her sister among them, even if it meant violating dwarven law. With her newfound power, she returned and cured the sick, and for this she was banished by the Council of Elders. This came as no surprise, for she had made her peace with it long before. When she stood in that ancient ruin, called upon forgotten guardians to grant her forbidden knowledge, she knew what the price would be. She had weighed her traditions and identity against the lives of those she loved and made her choice. It pained her terribly, and in ways only a dwarf could understand. And Hydaelyn, it would seem. Through hardship and sacrifice was a new warrior of light forged. A healer that knew more than any the value of life, and would do anything to see it preserved, even in death. Her sacrifice would nearly complete the transformation. Nearly completed. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. Very soon, then. Very soon. For Ardbert and his comrades had stumbled upon evidence of the larger design. Threads linking together the disparate troubles of the realm. A name spoken only in whispers. The Shadow Keeper. A singular force sowing chaos and discord throughout Norvrand to an unknown end. If the Warriors of Light truly wished to save their world, then they would need to confront this villain amongst villains. And at the end of their exhaustive search, at the end of their struggle, who do you think they found waiting to welcome them with open arms? Silva. The answer to that awaits us in Lakeland. Our final destination. The villain yet walks among us, Vivern, unknown and unpunished. Go on ahead and wait for me at Laxenloft. There are preparations to which I must first attend. Oh yeah, that isn't suspicious at all. I gotta tell you, out of the four Warriors of Light I have, Vivern is the last one that would be listening to this and going, oh yeah, that's fine for you to just leave my site. I'm sure this will be good. No. Katana would be at her throat at this point. Like, no. You're gonna tell the rest of your story right here. Or I'm gonna gut you. Because one of two things happens. You tell me the story and it's innocuous, or you're keeping it from me because it's not, and I kill you just to make sure it doesn't fucking happen. Elven Knight. Oh no. I didn't know there were Elven Knights here. Hall of the Thriceborn. Can't see over the fucking edge. Uh-huh. Wait. Damn you, Silver. We were comrades in arms. Friends. That we were, and that we are. Everything I said, everything I felt, was all true. You mean the world to me. You're the bloody Shadow Keeper! What in the hells was this for? For you. For every one of you. To forge you into heroes worthy of her blessing, that she might choose you as her champions. A ruthless mage consumed by the pursuit of power to save his friends no matter the cost. By his sacrifice a warrior born. A mournful hunter scarred by tragedy resolved never again to trust in others. By her sacrifice a warrior born. A disgraced knight who yearned to steal his heart in justice's name. By his sacrifice a warrior born. A troubled healer torn between tradition and love. By her sacrifice a warrior born. Wait, was it sacrifice of... Was it sacrifice of virtue? Oh my god, I'm so confused. And their leader. An adventurer with a heart overflowing with love for his dearest comrades. Who must now bring his axe to bear against his own. By his sacrifice a warrior born. I am the villain you seek. The keeper of shadows from a world shrouded in dark. By our struggle will this world be shattered and its souls saved. Silver! What is your fucking plan here? Saw it all, did you? I thought you might. Mother's gift has a knack for showing us exactly what we want to, what we need to see. If not, what we want to, or when. I'm sorry, Mother? They knew me as Silver, but my real name... it doesn't matter. Like you, I am not of this world. I crossed the rift and came to the first. Okay. My home, the 13th, fell to dark in a calamity that mirrored the one which nearly claimed this world. I was one of several heroes who failed to save it. In our despair, we heeded the words of the Ascians who came unto us. Thus did I choose to come here, that I might redress the balance, hasten a rejoining of worlds. Oh my god, what happened in the first was an exact replica of what happened in the 13th? Or, well, I guess the 13th was a failed experiment because it fell to dark in a way that wasn't able to rejoin it. So I guess they made up a thing where it's like, hey, if you go to this other world and rejoin that, then maybe that'll actually balance things, which that's not how it fucking works. At least not that we know, but yeah. A shard subsumed by dark demands a mirror of blinding light. Primordial forces will strive to achieve equilibrium. But there was a solution. A single solution, I believed. Were a flood of light to consume this shard in its entirety, it would be of no use. The Ascians made it clear it must be brought to the brink, but no further. The task was difficult, but the plan simple. Okay, so she is the instrument by which the Ascians balance things towards the light in the first. Souls predisposed to light, fledgling heroes in the making. I would bring together Ardbert and his companions and groom them for a higher purpose. I would play the part of comrade and guide their course, all the while labouring in secret to pit stronger and stronger enemies against them, until finally, once they were warriors of light, brave and true, I would reveal myself as a warrior of darkness, and extinguish their radiance forever. Thus would this world be primed for a rejoining, and the source for a calamity. The Ascians, who called themselves Mitron and Logrif, were confident it would succeed, and indeed Ardbert and those and others rose to the occasion, as I knew they would. It was not to be. I had misjudged Ardbert. His comrades before him had made their sacrifices in turn. As their mirror, I had grown stronger for it. Had he but embraced his role and struck me down, victory would have been mine. But Ardbert, dear Ardbert, would not forsake his heart. In the end, he chose mercy. He chose love, and I was undone. The rest you know. He sought out Mitron and Logrif and granted them what he refused me. They accomplished everything they set out to achieve. And then the flood came and washed it away. In the wake of my betrayal, I would look on from the shadows and reflect on my many sins as all fell to ruin. Denied death then and now, and perhaps ever after, as a fragment of my essence endures. But then, one day years ago, my fallen comrades rose again as the cardinal virtues. It coincided with the arrival of the first scions, I later realized, a defense against the forces being marshaled to undo my failure. I can't but assume the Ascians planted the idea in Vorthri's head. They were his creations, after all, and with their graves in Yulmoran territory, it was doubtless a simple matter to have their bodies exhumed and prepared. Fucking Vorthri. Who am I to speak, you may think, when I say this, but when I saw these abominations he had wrought in their image, I was filled with such despair, such anger. cannot unwrite the past. My soul is stained with black sin, and I will not pretend that I can ever be otherwise. But this act, this I could not ignore. If the Ascians were going to such lengths, then surely others would cross the rift in due time. And so I hatched a plan. I would assume the guise of Cielo, and as her, take up residence in the Crystarium, where I would take measure to bring together the most ambitious of adventurers, individuals driven by more than mere coin, virtue hunters. That way, when the enemy the Ascians feared more than any came to the first, the stage would be set. They would join in the hunters' quests, and together unmake Vorthri's simulacra, and lay their souls to rest once more. And so you did, Vevern. The virtues are no more, but the one ultimately responsible for their creation, the devil who set them on their doomed path, still lingers still. You know all there is to know of the heroes who saved this world. The truth I kept hidden in the shadows is yours, and there are no more secrets to share. And so I ask you now to grant me that which Archbert could not. Death. When you look at me that way, you remind me of Arbet. And you never did let me take the easy way out. I'm guessing suicide is out of the question, too. How can you stand there and say I deserve to live? Knowing everything I did, the lives I destroyed, the chaos I wrought. The Warden's pale in comparison. Surely there is no greater villain than the Shadow Keeper. Which is why you must live to atone for your deeds. Death is no comfort to the living. Yeah. I think Vevern would probably say that. Should have expected a hero would say something like that. How does one even seek atonement? It is an undiscovered country, with no charts or stars to guide. How will I even know when I find it? Oh, man. Fuck, that's actually a... Oh, fuck, I love this questline already. Perhaps I may yet find purpose in preserving my comrade's legacy. In helping others to understand the sacrifices that made them true heroes. For now, I shall return to the Crystarium and continue to assist Glenard, while spreading the forgotten tales of the Warriors of Light. You would have been good friends, you and Ardbert, in another life. Maybe you and I as well. No, go to it. Thank you. God, that's such a good line. How does one even seek atonement? 'Tis an undiscovered country with no charts or stars to guide. How will I even know when I find it? That's the point. You don't. And there's a very good possibility you never will. But that doesn't mean that striving for it isn't good. Or at least that's my view on it. That particular thing is something that I have dwelled on a lot about, especially when it comes to narrative. Because there's a lot of situations, I feel, like, even in 14 to some degree, where sometimes it's hard to sell the redemption of certain characters. In so much as actually getting the player, or people who play it, to not necessarily sympathize, but at least, like, understand where that character is coming from. Especially when they've done some really detestable shit. And, like, I think there are several answers that are just, like, that are interesting other than just yes or no. Like, yes, they're redeemed, or no, they're never redeemed. It's like, I think the idea that a person is not redeemed now, but that's not the question of whether a character is redeemed now is not the point. It's more like, are they going to go on to do that? Can they ever end up there? And does it even make sense to seek that as a goal? Like, fuck, if I was in a position to be writing and I had a good idea about it, that's the kind of shit I would actually write about. I've written some, like, really basic stuff for OCs in the past that have touched on that slightly in a, like, vague way. But yeah, like, that idea alone is something I'm... wow. And, like, actually having a character that's now acknowledging that as a thing. Like, fuck me. If Gaius said that line, I would be like, okay, I get it. I understand. Like, personally, I don't like that they skipped over a bit with Gaius, where he's gone from leading the Empire to, I guess, like, on the right path completely. Like, I don't necessarily think you need a middle there, but, like, I would appreciate, really, him having the same kind of, like, question in his head like Ciela does here. About, like, am I ever gonna feel like I have redeemed myself at all? And the idea of living with that is honestly kind of horrifying. But it is what it is, at the end of the day. Like, whether you are redeemed or not is not up to you in a lot of circumstances. It's for others to judge. It's for... Or can be a combination of those things. A person you might have hurt, like, the people around them, like, wider society, maybe, depending on the thing. And even yourself to some degree, too, because there are obviously a lot of people who do some bad by some people and don't feel they can ever forgive themselves. Is redemption then trying to make them forgive themselves, or is it everyone else? Is it a combination? Like, that's actually a really fascinating topic, and fuck, I'm so glad to see it. Part of me really wishes that would come up with Gaius. But, yeah, oh well. I tell you, I'm not at all accustomed to wearing an armor any longer. Simply moving about in it is enough to tax my strength. Fighting? Ugh. Any one of Captain Lena's recruits could probably put me flat on my back. Fortunately, I didn't rely on my sword to spread the truth of my, fallen. Oh, Derwin, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that. Hope you're having a good night. Day, maybe, depending on where you are. Only words in the passage of time will see their legacy redeemed in the eyes of the people. I think I forgot to follow last time. It's all good. I know how it is. You float around with streamers, and then, like, at some point you're like, wait, I've been going to this person's stream for, like, a couple of times now, and I still haven't followed them. What? What? How did... like, no joke. A friend of mine on Twitter and me had not followed each other on Twitch, despite us both watching each other for a long time and knowing each other were streaming for a long time. Like, he came to my stream recently, like, a couple of nights ago and followed, and I was like, oh my god, I'm glad I'm not the only one that made that mistake, so you don't have to feel bad about that. It happens to me all the damn time. Thank you for accompanying me on my journey of remembrance, Fevern. May your deeds ever be remembered and celebrated, as all heroes deserve. Tales to be bold. Hang on a second. I'm just gonna really quickly look up something to make sure there isn't something else that follows this up. Shadow walk with me. Oh god, I forget which of these wikis is the one I actually want to look at. Oh, there is a follow-up quest, but it's later. So I guess we'll get to that another time. Cool. Alright. Well, in that case, there is one more thing I want to do before we go back to Bozja. And that is go and speak to Cielo in this scene coming up. I really hope it is this scene, because I've been holding off this... Yeah, it's like... It's the last quest of 5.2. I'm pretty sure it's this one. As always, Mrs. Svevern, I am relieved to see you are unharmed in the earlier commotion, though, if I may, you do look somewhat wary. Presume you'll be retiring to your suite? Yes, I will. Very good. Do let me know if there is anything you require. Thanks, bud. New Eden quest is now available. Oh, yes, I can do P5 through 8. Fuck yeah. No. 5 through 8? Yeah, because I can only do up to Titan at the moment. I've been playing a lot on Samurai, so yeah. Is that a dog? Can't tell if that was my neighbors or the game. I appreciate that pulled out the chair and made her stand on it. That's great. Oh, right. No, this is the final quest of the second patch. So this is the end of 5.2. This is in Shadowbringers, though, so I'm only up to 4.0. Okay, no, I don't know if... Okay, this conversation is going to be about the questline that just happened, which I guess is technically spoilers. Well, no, is spoilers. So we're probably going to be touching on spoilers. So yes, I would evacuate immediately. I'll give you a couple of seconds, Derwin. Or, you know, fuck, I don't really want to put up the spoilers thing, because, like, I don't want that to come up in a scene where I'm, like, going through it, but, yeah. I guarantee you, if you leave... Well, no, because the next thing I'm going through as well is Shadowbringers stuff. It's side content, but there's still, like... There's still some meat to that. Like, Bozja I would recommend going through, and you probably go through it because it's a good thing to, like, level up 70 to 80. But yeah. Fair warning, then. Mr. Seldon, it's Glenard from the Wandering Stairs. I apologize for calling so late. It's a bit late for a drink, Glenard. Friend of yours is asking after you. You may remember them from that business with the cardinal virtues. Ciela. No worries, Derwin. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope you have a good one. Sup, girl? Good evening. I was in the Excedra. I saw everything. That was Ardbert. It was not. Twice now he has appeared, calling the people to arms. Speaking of heroes. Oh my god, you would be so fucking pissed off at this. Because it's more Asian shit. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I knew this day would come. Albert never did appear as a virtue. But to see his flesh stolen by the selfsame Ascian that made mock of their sacrifice... I spent years searching for a means to redeem their legacy, his legacy, and in you I found it. You slew the virtues, reclaimed the stars. You spoke the truth, and the people listened. When I heard our patrons speak of how the Warriors of Light had been their saviors all along, I thought at long last... I was a fool. I cannot ask more of you. Not after what you've given. But I must. Set him free. Lay him to rest with the others in honor and triumph. God. Like, yeah, how do I feel like I've redeemed myself? Oh, wait, the goal I set out to do is actually, like, almost complete? Fuck. Ugh. God. What a great character to just be kind of, like, hiding in the side quests. Fuck me. Now, ordinarily, I wouldn't go through a scene I've seen before, but, like, the whole point of me going through the MSQ multiple times is to see it,
Foiled
so...
again. If I cannot imbue the infernal thing with my power via magical means, we may need to devise a way to infuse the vessel with my blood after all.
Art thou unwell?
Oh yeah, this is gigantic spoilers, so I hope Derwin's gone, because, like, fuck.
Or perhaps a brief respite. It wouldn't do to overtax yourself.
It wouldn't do to overtax yourself. I was giving it a bit more of this.
I'm fine.
Bullshit.
And given to stubbornness, I'm afraid. Especially when I have a stake in the outcome.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I don't think... Sorry, I can't say anymore. That would be, spoilers for something. I just realized in hindsight, there are a lot of questions this scene raises. Like, it's clearly demonstrated that there is a memory. I'm trying to be as vague as possible. There is a memory of this, but the... Oh, no, actually, that might make sense. Because he has the ability to remember it more clearly than others. Yeah. I forget where you are right now. Are you in Garlemald, or...?
A recurring dream. They do so fascinate me. Might I trouble you?
Oh, we don't know who this is yet either. Okay, I know where we are now. Yep.
I have always dreamed of it.
Always.
Fire falling from the heavens, and the city, nay, the whole world ablaze.
Oh, this makes so much more sense now too. Fuck. I forgot about that line
Indeed.
specifically.
Could Emet-Selch have found a way? Precious few possess memories of the final days. The final days? Why, yes. Admittedly, my knowledge is mostly second-hand, but if you are interested, I will gladly tell you the tale. The tale of the world's end.
Okay. I should have done that mid-cutscene. That would have fit so much better. So, Ciellas of the 13th. I'm going to have to check in on something. Anyway. Yeah, damn, what a fucking good quest. So there's a follow-up to this in 5.4 that I'll probably get around to at some point, with Vivern. Because she's already there, and I can motor through the other patches, so maybe the next time I have miscellaneous side quests to do, I'll do that one day as well. Or maybe when I get to the next part of Bozja that I have to kind of do with a character, I'll get to it on her. We'll see. So, next on the list is going to be Bozja, which I am going to have to play to you in an unusual way because I recorded the thing, so I wouldn't need to like go back in the. Oh, actually, maybe I can do it through New Game Plus, or sorry, no, through the Hero's Journey. I'm gonna go somewhere else to. Oh, right. I'm just going to go to the Adventurers Guild and see if it's in the journal. Because if that quest is in the if that cutscene's in the journal, then I can just do that. I don't know if you have to have completed the quest to see the cutscenes, though. It's possible that's the case. I don't actually know. If I do, then I'll just play the recorded thing I have. It's a little bit more awkward, but it'll be fine. So basically, last we left off with Bozja. I got fed up of trying to do Castrum whatever, and tried to do that outside of the stream. I ended up recording a cutscene that happened afterward. It so happens that ever since I did it the first time, I feel like more and more people have actually gone and done it themselves, or have been like, it seems like if you come around at the right time, you can just see it. Or it does proc regularly. It is not on the list right now. Shit. Okay. That's fine. I can play the thing. I'm gonna have to mute 14 for a minute. There you are. And then we're going to do a... Oh, don't lock that. We'll do a display capture of this. It's probably the easiest. There it is. You're going to have to bear with the double overlay because I don't have a good way of really doing this otherwise. So, this is right at the end of the Battle of Castrum Lacus Litore, and there's a cutscene that plays here, so... Yeah. Let's have a look. And I'll talk about this in retrospect. I haven't seen this scene in a while, because I skipped it with anyone else that I did it on, so... Oh boy. Double overlay. I probably could just expand this, but I feel like I wouldn't want to... Oh, actually, no. You know what? I might be able to do it. Hold on one sec. Here's display capture. Can I just... Oh, God. Nah, that's alright. Well, hang on. Something troubles you? The soldiers fell so easily, fled so quickly. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna have to pause this to read the lines, I think. You're gonna have to forgive me. The soldiers fell so easily, fled so quickly. This all seems too easy. We struck before their reinforcements could arrive, as planned, and our soldiers fought valiantly. If you believe our victory came easy, it is because your plan was executed to the letter, sir. I think that time I actually gave myself some time, which was annoying, because I think I finally figured out, oh, I'm going to be reading this on stream, duh. Perhaps. Oh, perhaps. Vevern! Is Mikoto alright? We must split up and search for her. I don't believe that will be necessary. You are outnumbered and outmatched, monsieur. Release her, and we may yet be lenient with you. I'm not here to bargain, Baselian. Please, monsieur. Whatever her grievance may be, I am certain we can find a solution. Or whatever your grievance may be. But you have to let her go. We can build a better Bozja, monsieur. Together. Ever the optimist. Likely the first to go when... Likely the first to go when this is all over. Bevan, if you would see her unharmed, come over here. Nice and slowly. Ready the blades and wait for an opening. How I have waited for this moment. Vivien, I'm so sorry. Careful. It would be a pity if I were to force to sully a holy relic such as this. Would you care to enlighten our friend here as to its history? And basically she regales that this is the blade of the Queen. Doesn't seem... Honestly, there's not much more to explain than that. It's the blade of the Queen who was put in place to keep Bozja going. Who the blades eventually realized... Or, according to Missia, if I remember correctly, the blades saw that the Queen had become too powerful and struck her down. Because she was essentially made a primal, all things considered. I need to go back and look at the quest stuff for this, because, like, that little detail, I think, is missing. And it's all in, like, that one scene you see between Missia and Mikoto talking about the history of Bozja. And why, like, the prominence of the blades is basically a sham, because they were involved in the murder of their leader. Yeah, it's a bit to be cut up about. What is she planning? What is that queer-looking blade? Yeah. We're going to take a little trip into the memories of this blade. If you wish to keep Mikoto in one piece, that is. Oh no, is it in this cutscene? Fuck, that might actually be the case. Mikoto! I might be remembering that, actually. Do it! Do it now! Hey Diz, how's it going? Missia intends to explore the memories of that blade. Perhaps while she is occupied, we can... No. It sounds as though Mikoto and Vivien will be going with her. Interrupting them may have dire consequences. We must wait for our moment. Woke up 20 minutes ago. I am... it's later here, so... I'm just going through some side stuff I've been ignoring for a while. Namely, a bit of content I, words. Have been ignoring for a little bit. But something I also did off stream. Oh, yeah, no, the explanation of the blades being actually betrays is here. Fuck. I jumped the gun a bit. Yeah, that was... something like that was only implied by Missia, not actually spelled out. Excuse me. It is done then. Yeah, they killed her. She does not breathe and her pulse has ceased. We are fortunate to catch her unawares. Were we to have incurred the wrath of the blade, she may have destroyed us all. Quick, painless death. Like as not, she did not even realize what happened. Is this the memory of the last queen? Tis true the blade possessed a terrible power. But was this the only way? I thought myself able to control it, to harness its power for good. Fuck. I'm in a sneezing mood tonight. And yet, it seems I was found wanting. Yeah, so the Queen was basically under the impression that, oh, fuck, I failed, when it was like, no, you didn't fail, everyone feared what you would become. Or at least, like, that's Missia's interpretation of things. At the very least, I shall take heart in the knowledge that my people are safe. Oh. Yeah, here it comes. Naught but lies and deceit. They used you, betrayed you, slaughtered you, dragged your name through the dirt. Now rise, my queen. Exact your vengeance. Erase their accursed legacy from the pages of history. Also, I'm really confused as to what's actually happening here. Because the implication is that Missia is, like, warping the memory in the crystal. No! Leave her be! Which I thought we established earlier wasn't actually possible? Or maybe just that we couldn't change what happened in them. But yeah, this seems like borderline this, but I'm willing to accept it because what this ends up doing is I love it. Yeah, I've only missed it 100%. It's just kind of soft, which is a shame. So Missia has a stand now? Like a primal stand? Go, claim what is yours! And then she tempers everyone that's here, basically. all of the people who had, like, major weapons that we were kind of venturing with through Bozja, tempered. Oops. Death to the deceivers in the name of the Queen. Yeah, it's just a primal. And I'm like, I'm so fascinated how this all works. Retreat! No, you fucking don't. Mikoto, no! Marsak! Favon, we must withdraw and regroup. And it ends in the best way. All of you, run! Fucking Boggy out of the goddamn background. Oh, so good. Anyway, that's it. Alright, hang on, I need to... There we go. I can just undo that. Come back to game. Close that. Hello, I am back. Yeah, so that's where we left that off. So naturally, oh, I have to go to Doman Enclave. I also need to unmute 14. Man, that gives me a lot of ideas for, like, some OC stuff. Like, the fact that you can just have a primal as a stand is like, oh, okay. I guess you can have just a super primal as a summoner. Oh, it's a different character. Different to Aldine, yeah, but this is the same character I went through it with, so. Now I think this actual quest is in the front, so I'm gonna have to go in there to do it. But this ends up going into a instance with, Mikoto. And I think what we end up doing is, like, looking inside the... I don't actually know, because I haven't been through it, because, like, it's hard to just skip an instance. Because you can't. So I don't know exactly what this entails, but we're gonna find out. Out of curiosity... That's a fair list of people. Okay. Noted. So the legends of her power are true, then. We thought they're mere fairy tales. Wouldn't be the first time one turned out to be true. Trust me. Yeah. She is the protector of Bozja. Why would the Queen do such a thing? Monsieur, she has planted a seed of hatred within the Queen. The Queen's memory was altered then. That hatred seemed to be reaffirmed when the Queen looked upon the soldiers bearing the weapons of her guard. Monsieur was likely anticipating that reaction. Death to the deceivers, they said. Gods, what happened all those years ago? Let us not dwell on the past. The blades must be saved. I'm afraid the effects of tempering cannot be undone. Or rather, a cure has yet to be found. In this patch. Oh, damn it all. Is this part of her plan as well? Let us return to Gangos. There is still much for us to discuss. Understood. Oh, wow. Speak of the devil. Yeah. See? There's just 12 people doing that right now. Fuck me, I guess, for trying to do it when I did. This is very unfortunate. But we're here now. That's all that matters. To lose the Castrum and Gunhilda's blades both. A heavy and most unexpected blow. It seems that rather than rely on sheer numbers, Menenius had a far more devious scheme in mind all along. We played right into his hands. Thankfully, reinforcements from Dalmasca have recently arrived, and more from the Eastern Alliance will soon join our ranks as well. Until then, there is naught to do but wait and plan our next move. Now is the time to rest, my friend. You have more than earned it. I think this might go into a cutscene for... Well, well. Word around here is you summoned a primal, is that right? Certainly know how to make a good first impression, don't you, lass? I've seen similar from Albelio and that aura side of his, but a primal summoning? That takes a great deal more ether, doesn't it? And I'd imagine even more to control it. You have done well. Now go. Tend to your wounds. That's an order. We have ample time before the Resistance returns, and when they do, I will have need of you again. Understood? Yes, sir. Yeah, I hope you like being the Guardian's plaything, you fuck. Poor thing. If only she could learn to let it go, or it would be better for everyone. Well, some more than others. What do you want? I trust you're aware of the request from the 3rd Legion to return to the capital? Of course I am. But Gabranth is in no position to comply with such orders. Well, I thought as much. Not that it matters. Nerva is just like his father Titus, weak and a coward, unfit to give orders, let alone lead a nation. Having spent time serving under Bosch, I understand full well your frustration, but the Garlemald you long for is a thing of the past. Though I must say, your plans to stall for time have proven quite effective. Only one could hope you are as prepared as our dear Noah for what comes next. There are so many names being fired across right now. What is it that you are trying to say? Soldiers with potential like her are not something to be used and discarded like an old boot. We have never considered her to be expendable. She is a valuable asset. For now, at least. Like I always say, death finds a way to weed out the unremarkable and otherwise ill-fortuned. I almost envy you in your I don't know what that word means. Hold up. The fuck does that mean? Insouciance?
Insouciance.
Insouciance. Casual lack of concern. Okay. must envy you and your Inusians. Not that you would ever heed my counsel on such matters, let alone Gabrand's. There's the man who ignores the counsel of peers and superiors both to defend Bozja. I really have to hand it to you. Enthralling those resistance soldiers was a fantastic idea. Why bother with persuasion when you have the power to enslave minds? Flattery ill suits you, Leon, and even when false. Perhaps, but dirty tricks like that suit you quite well, don't they? You always were a conniving bastard. A real snake in the grass. That I shall take as a compliment. Unforgiven, unforgotten. You can now exchange Bosnian coins for gear by speaking with the resistance supplier at Utia's Aegis. Gear provided by the resistance supplier possesses special attributes that are only effective when battling on the Bosnian front. Or southern front. Sign of what's to come. The look in Marsak's eyes tells you that the fight for Bozja is far from over. Actually, isn't Bwagi around here somewhere? I feel like he was. It pains me to say it, but we have reached a stalemate on the Bosnian front. The 4th Imperial Legion seems content to play the waiting game, perhaps to conserve their strength until reinforcements arrive. We must act before their ranks are replenished. There is much we must discuss with you, though I dare say Baselian could explain it better than I. There he is. There's still much I do not understand of this apparition that attacked you at the castrum. What I do understand, however, is there is likely only one among us capable of standing against it. Is there something you need? If not, I'll leave you to your business. Tell me about the situation in Dalmasca. Dalmasca? That's precisely why I'm here. Lady Fran asked that I relay the news to Baselian. What I have to say is meant only for his ears, but I suppose she wouldn't be cross if you were to hear it as well. The resistance forces in Dalmasca and Nangsha have been planning assaults of their own to coincide with the Bosnian strike on the castrum here. In Dalmasca, their target was Castrum Amacetia, known to most as the nigh impenetrable Nalbina fortress. Their losses were great, but in the end, their efforts were rewarded with victory. In Nangsha, they succeeded in taking a port to cut off their supply chain. 4th Legion was surprisingly quick to turn tail from what I've been told. Forces in both Dalmasca and Nangsha are overjoyed by their success, but Lady Fran suspects something is amiss. She believes victory should not have been so easily won against the 4th Legion. To that end, we have begun tracking their activity more closely. And considering the state of affairs in the Empire, we found it curious there was been little to or from their base of operations in Valnane. After the death of Lord Varus, it would be an understatement to say the Empire fell into disarray. It's a war of factions in the truest sense of the word. According to our intelligence, the 4th Legion has been ordered to return to the Imperial capital, but Gabranth has refused. He's since proclaimed that Dalmasca will be the site of a new nation he intends to build. Sounds to me like if he means to continue his fight for Bozja, the 4th Legion will be doing it alone. There may never be a more prime opportunity than now to defeat them. There's a growing call to strike, and I'm inclined to agree that we should. The Lady Fran insisted that we wait until we better understood the 4th Legion's goal. She had hoped the Bosnian... Oh, Jesus, this is going. The Bosnian conflict... she had hoped the Bosnian conflict with Gabranth's forces might shed some light on their motives. It seems her suspicions were well founded. Even so, that apparition, whatever it was, certainly more than we were expecting. I had to think what else he might have planned. Okay, yeah, I'm good. I don't want another essay, my dude, I'm sorry. I love you, Bwagi. God damn. Allow me to cut straight to the heart of our troubles. Though we were forced to abandon the castrum, it was our hope that Missia's display of force there was no more than an act of desperation to buy them time. But since then, Queen Gunhilda has been quick to join the fray each time we engage their forces, leaving us little choice but to retreat. We have sustained heavy casualties. Many of those not slain outright have been made slaves to Missia's will. I fear she could defeat our forces utterly if she so chose. Our Dalmascan allies, however, have information to the contrary. To put it plainly, we believe the 4th Imperial Legion has all but exhausted its resources. In the wake of Emperor Varus' death, the War of Secession has brought the whole of Garlemald to the brink of collapse. As for Gabranth, he has refused orders to return to the capital. Apparently he harbors dreams of building some new nation on the ruins of Dalmasca. He may once have played the loyal servant of Solus, but there was an old love lost between him and Varus. It seems his allegiance to Garlemald died with the Emperor. If what you say is true, cutting ties with Garlemald has deprived his forces of any troops or supplies they would otherwise have received. Lord Ian was quick to reach the same conclusion and ordered an assault on the 4th Imperial Legion. We're literally going to get what he just fucking told us. That would explain why reinforcements from Gabranth have yet to reach the Bosnian southern front. Exactly. Even as we speak, allies from both Dalmasca and Nangsha endeavor to halt their advance. Nevertheless, our foes on the Bosnian front have Gunhilda's blades at their command, giving them the upper hand. Would that there were a way to free them from Missia's control. I discussed this at length with Mistress Kryl, but I'm afraid a cure for their condition yet eludes us. If only I hadn't been captured by Missia, none of this would have happened. Yeah, no worries, Diz. The fault lies with me. I'm the one who failed to see through her deceit. You're not to blame for any of this. Oh, I know you mooning about feeling sorry for yourself. Next you'll be saying we should have never reforged the Blaze of Gunhilda. Commander, we've received word of another summoning. What? We can't wait. Where are you going? It must be the summonings, but we can think about that later. Please, Vivone, you've got to stop her. Oh, this is probably where the instance comes in, isn't it? Because I think it was just... We might have gone into the Bosnian front for another quest, or this might go directly into that. Oh, no, no. Bosnian front. Okay. Oh. Sierras. Thanks, friend. If the Queen were to appear, we would only be a burden. You must go on without us. Wait, where's... Where? Oh, just north of the thingy. Actually, what time is it? Oh, fuck, it's nighttime. Oh, God. Okay, she isn't too far into the city. Should be fine. Something I've learned, having gone through Bozja a fair few number of times now, is that there's just, like, at nighttime, certain areas get, like, far more dangerous. Come on, then. Oh my god, that was the wrong button. Fuck me. Oh, I just traded away all of my fucking seals. Fuck. I haven't played Samurai in a bit either. Low-born traitor. Don't, Voron. You'll only provoke her. Oh, the tables have turned. Now hold still. This won't hurt a bit. What? Wait! Please, don't! Oh. She channeling that through the use of the Aetheryte? Or she can only active... Did that do anything? Something wrong, monsieur? You spared 2 of your captives. Do it. Apologies. Seems I misspoke. If you've come to bark orders, don't bother. The next step in my plan has already been set in motion. Now, if you'll excuse me. I wonder if her ether is, like, limited. Certainly hope she knows what she's doing. That icon of hers is all we have left to buy us time until reinforcements arrive. What on earth could this new plan of hers be? Oh, I do so love a good scheme. Alas, I've been strictly forbidden from helping her. He's full of shit. Let us return to Gangos. I have seen more than enough. Huh? are we... Wait. What are we watching? No, this is... Okay, this is before Monsieur had the weapon. Not another step. We have you surrounded. Wait a fucking minute. Did you know? Wait, no, she does have it. It's over, Monsieur. We know full well the crystal's power is spent. Huh? Another vision. Did you see it too? Come, Bevan. We must inform the others. Unless we saw something that was happening just then? Oh god, I'm so confused about how this works. Like... Because it seemed like it would line up with now, because Missia clearly showed, or it seemed that Missia was in a position where, she couldn't channel or maintain, the Queen's primal form, right? Which would line up with Baselian doing something, but Baselian's right fucking here. Another Blade Eldon has arrived. Would you care to elucidate your findings, Bigoto? To speak plainly, I believe the apparition summoned at Castrum Lacestatore, and again on the southern front, is not what we would call an icon or a primal. Not in the strictest sense of the term. Yeah. The hell's are you talking about, lass? I've heard me fair share of tales about primals, and what you've told, what you've all told me of this Queen Gunhilda fits the description to a bloody tittle. According to our records, Queen Gunhilda wielded the power of the blade not to summon a god, but to become one, that she could protect our people. So she made herself a vessel for its power, then? Uh-huh. Missia claimed that after the fourth umbral calamity was averted, the Queen was oh, sorry, this is Mikoto. Missia claimed that after the fourth umbral calamity was averted, the Queen was able to return to her mortal form. Tales passed down through the ages state much the same. It appears Queen Gunhilda was able to call upon its power at will. Then that would mean that a living vessel is required to wield the blade's true power. But that does not explain why it instead manifested in the form of Queen Gunhilda. Based on our experience in the castrum and what we observed on the southern front, I believe the blade was imbued with the Queen's memories in the form of ether at the moment of her death, and that the crystal focus was used to draw them out. Does that not sound familiar, Vavern? Ether absorbed into a vessel and thereafter used to call forth unspeakable monstrosities. What? Precisely. It is a phenomenon quite similar to the auracite we discovered in Rabanastre. True. True. So, like Yzael? No, well, Yzael would have actually been an equivalent to Queen Gunhilda, not an equivalent to Missia. That's kind of different. As you may recall, Argath Thadalphus harbored a burning desire to rule, which was made manifest in the ruins of Lassalia. Aye, it was the same for my brother, Bagamnon. His guilt over the deaths of the prince and princess served as a catalyst for his own grisly transformation. So what the fuck does that mean? I see. From what we have learned of the Holy Blade thus far, it has much in common with Auracite. This is merely conjecture, but I suspect that Save the Queen was actually crafted from Auracite, and altered to amplify the desires of whoever wields it. But who could be capable of such a feat? I cannot say with any certainty, but together with the crystal foci, it is reminiscent of ancient Allegan technology. How it found its way into the hands of Bozjians is anyone's guess. Asians, probably. Hold on a bleeding minute. Let me see if I'm understanding this right. You're saying that thing you saw in the castrum weren't no primal, but a mere sliver of the Queen's ether that was left over in the blade? It seems like it, but on the other hand, Missia can keep conjuring it up as many times as she wants. Considering what it was designed for, that shade of the Queen is the least of our worries. Indeed, Missia's ultimate goal is likely to become a vessel for the Blade's power, much like the Queen did to avert the Fourth Umbral Calamity. With apt preparation, Vevern could likely vanquish the shade of Queen Gunhilda, but if Missia should succeed in bringing the full power of the Blade to bear... Are you suggesting there's a chance she could lose? Impossible! Well, I can't even count the number of stories I've heard of Vevern's god-slaying adventures. What's one more notch on her belt? I would rather it not come to that. Thankfully, Missia has yet to find a store of crystals suitable for her plans. And I doubt she will, for the time being at least. Excuse me again. We must act now while there is still time. New entries have been added to the field record, thank you. Here we go. Basilium wouldn't waste no time in dealing with Missia. If Missia yet lacks what is required to fulfill her plans, then we must either wrest the blade from her grasp or destroy it. Should the situation call for it, we may need to cut her down in the process. What if it were possible to take both Missia and the blade into our custody without conflict? What? As I understand it, there have been markedly fewer sightings of the Queen's apparitions, correct? Yes, and with good reason. No means of combating such a foe, our troops have barely set foot outside of our encampments. I believe that Missia has her own reasons for making only sporadic appearances. She must use the crystal focus to conjure Queen Gunhilda, and therein lies the rub, for its reserves of ether are not without limitation. Then perhaps she fears the crystal's focus nears exhaustion. But what prevents her from simply restoring its ether and resuming her assault? Well, it just so happens that the crystal focus requires ether of a very specific sort. We were only able to find one source, and that's still depleted from when we used it. Before we returned, Vevern and I chanced to spy Missia commanding Queen Gunhilda to enslave a group of soldiers, but the apparition vanished after turning only one of them. I suspect the crystal lacked the energies necessary to complete the task. That's all well and good, lass, but Missy ain't no fool. Till she figures out how to get the crystal focus working again, she won't be showing her face again. She will. At least, I think she will. Bevan and I shared another vision of the future. Oh, that was the future. Okay. Heading to the ruins in the midst of a storm. But for what? Well. Well, it looks like that part of the vision is already coming true. Thunderclouds are gathering above the southern front, and a nasty downpour won't be far behind. Then we must make ready before the rain comes in earnest. Masak, ready the men. Fuck. I should have taken a break before, but I'm probably going to take a break in a second, just to get some more water in that, because I'm running out. I understand your trepidation, Mikoto, but you must have faith in your gift. We will stop Missia, I promise you that. It was not by Vevern's hand alone that we survived in our ordeal in Rabanastra, lest you forget. We each have our part to play, and yours is no less important than any other. Speaking of which, you best join the others and set out for the rains come. Yes, of course. Alright, I am going to take a really quick break here, and then we will... Yep, this is what I got up to last time. So, when we get back, we'll do this instance and see where it goes. I'm back. I just beeped. Alright, because plus is like selecting something in thingy. Get rid of the BRB. Wolfie, what are you doing? Everything appears to be in order. Are you ready, Vevern? On speaking with Makoto, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It's recommended that you set aside sufficient time to think. It must be 80 to proceed. Am I ready? I was waiting for you. Oh boy. There they are. Wait, did we also see ourselves running in there, or... Oh god, I forget how this, like, future-seeing mechanic works. I don't think it works the same way as the thing with Sid. I think it's, like, we're not present in there, we're just seeing the future, and we must have been running in that vision. Not, like, personally running in to see the rest of the vision. Yeah, something tells me that, something tells me that Missia might have something up her sleeve. Not another step. We have you surrounded. Because we didn't see what happened right after Baselian finished his sentence. It's over, Missia. We know full well the crystal's power is spent. Reinforcements. Did she see this vision too? A trap. Come out, Mikoto. I know you're here. You thought your visions of the future would offer you an advantage, but you are not the only one possessed of such gifts. Not any longer. Fuck. Oh, god damn it. She gave herself the fucking echo. Scholar you may be, but you are a fool to come here. Your precious knowledge will avail you not against the kiss of cold steel. Do not be unnerved. Without the queen to aid them, victory may yet be ours. To arms! Okay. Time to remember how to play samurai. We got a lot on our plate too. Oh no, that was the wrong... Fuck. Fuck. Oh, whatever. Oh my fucking god. Are you serious? Neither of you are going to get out of that. Awesome. Wow, I love this fight. Cool. Guess I'll just stand in shit. No, I can't stand in shit. Okay. Fuck you then. But futile nonetheless. Ready the Delta armor. Magitech armor. When did they find the time to... No matter, we've come too far to retreat. Didn't we see those in the vision? Okay. Oh, hang on, let me reset that up. Oh, actually, I know where you're from. Okay, there we go. Oh, fuck me. Get fucked. Still managed to tag me with Volns, and I still took you down. Oh, shit. Well, have you broken the lock yet? Yes, ma'am. Opening it now. Hope you don't mind me butting in. Let's go, Bluggy. Rustic? What are you doing here? I couldn't let you have, you lot have all the fun. Another one of you come crawling, another one come crawling out of the woodwork. Gunhilda's blades to me. You ought to protect this blade with your lives in the name of the Queen. Where are they going? Go on ahead. Leave their toys to us. We'll be right behind you. Now go. Mikoto needs you. Fucking look at her run. Oh! You can now participate in the 24-player raid Delubrum Regine. This duty can be joined solo, as a party, or as an alliance by speaking with Mikoto in the Underground Ruins or Sierros in Gangos. Players will be matched automatically even after leaving the Underground Ruins or Gangos. It should be noted that, although this duty is a separate instance, lost actions can still be used after entering. Be sure to prepare lost actions from the Lost Defiance cache, as they may prove key to turning the tide of the battle. You may also speak with Mikoto and Sierros for further details about Delubrum Regine before entering the duty. Okay, I didn't think we were going to be doing something like this in the middle of this, so, Is that seriously in, like, Wait. I guess you can only access it from Mikoto lore? Small underground ruins of Bozja. This duty can be joined solo, as a party, or as an alliance, and players have free change areas after registering. It should be noted, however, that alliances will be temporarily disbanded upon entering. Party composition may change once inside the duty, though this duty is a separate instance. Traps. Players may encounter traps, finding their way through Delubrum Regine. Traps are invisible, and when triggered can deal large amounts of damage or afflict players with any of them. That said, there are certain lost actions allow one to detect traps before they are activated. Players incapacitated in Delubrum Regine will lose a portion of their metal required to reach the next rank. After being incapacitated, an additional penalty to metal will be incurred should players use return to retreat from the battlefield to the start of the instance. Players who leave the instance while incapacitated. Yeah. Additional effects of Bozja gear will also be applied in Delubrum. Treasure coffers that appear. Okay, so what I'm getting here is, don't do this right now at the end of a 3-hour stream. So I guess, we'll have to do this another time. Another lot of side quests to add to the fucking list of shit I need to do. But, at the very least, there is only one of these things that I need to do now, so there is that. Yeah, cool. I got through a decent amount of stuff. Almost completed the last bit of this, but, So, I was worried, when we went into this place, I did recognize that, like, this is part of Delubrum Reginae. Just from seeing some clips, like, basically the background here was very reminiscent of it, and I was like, oh, shit, is this gonna be relevant later on? But no, it's, like, up front here. And I'm pretty sure there are areas unlockable after the southern front, so I'm thinking, like, wait, shit. This must go much deeper than I actually thought, because I didn't think Delubrum? I didn't think Reginae would be... I thought Reginae would be, like, far later, as in, like, you do, like, a bunch of, you know, the area stuff, and then you start getting into the stuff that's more like a raid, but... yeah, apparently not. So I'm gonna have to figure out when I can do this. Which is probably just next time if you're, like, doing side quests, or... can... Delirium... Don't say that. Yeah. I'll figure out something. But at the very least, I've opened Tribal Quest now. I can at least get everyone up to doing, Reginae. It might be another thing that maybe I do, like, Castrum and, just do off-stream, maybe, and then record whatever happens afterward. I'll dip my toe in and see, like, how long it seems like it's gonna queue for. If it seems like it doesn't queue very long, then I might just try and do it like a Friday, Saturday night or something like that. Yeah. I'll have to look into it a little bit, at the very least. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for tonight. So, weekend. I'm probably gonna do DMC3 on Sunday, so not tomorrow morning, not like, you know, not like 11 hours from now, but like 35, which I think is 11 plus 24. But yeah, I'm gonna do that, excuse me. I'm going to do that. I was thinking maybe Saturday, but I think, like, I'm probably gonna have a late night tonight. And, given that I'm going out in the afternoon, or maybe, it's probably more like night, but having, like, a decent amount of free time, then having the night out, then streaming a bit on Sunday, and then lead up to going to bed Sunday is probably a better way of distributing my free time than front-loading it into, like, Friday night, Saturday morning, and then going out Saturday night, and then just having Sunday to do stuff. Yeah. Sounds like a good idea. And then it'll be a new week. There's nothing unusual going on. I should note again, for raids, I think we might be changing our schedule. Our main tank got into a guild on a different game, and it means we can't do Wednesday nights anymore. So we've got to try and figure out what we're gonna do. But yeah, I mean, I'll be streaming prog if we're doing it, so yeah. Whenever that ends up happening. So yeah. It's also 6.25 this coming week, so I'm probably going to do some of the variant dungeons. I'm going to be doing more Hildebrand to get through to the relic weapon and see what that's about. Yeah. I didn't get Void Arc done before now, so I can't do the rest of Tataru's stuff, but now I'll have to do that at some point. Get bloody caught up. And, yeah. That's about it. Is anyone streaming? No? Okay, and I can't see anyone, like, leaps out to me to raid either. Okay, I think we'll just end it there then. Yeah, good stream. yeah, I'll be back sometime on the weekend for DMC3, likely Sunday, and then we'll be doing some 14 during the week because there's a hell of a lot to do. So yeah, cool. So thank you very much for watching live or on the VODs. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I hope to see you all next time.